We've all had those moments, haven't we? You walk into the kitchen and completely forget why you went in there. Or you spend 10 minutes hunting for your glasses, only to find them on your head. It's frustrating, sure, but is it dangerous? There's a really fine line between normal aging, those little glitches we all get, and the early whispers of something more serious, like Alzheimer's. The problem is, most of us wait for the big, scary signs before we act. We wait until memory loss is obvious, but by then, we've missed the most important window for help. Today, we're going to walk through 7 specific early warning signs. These aren't just forgetting a name. These are subtle shifts in behavior that often get brushed off as just getting older. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear checklist to help you understand what's normal and what might need a doctor's visit. Let's get started. Number 1 is what I call the autopilot breaker. Think about the things you've done 1,000 times. Driving to the grocery store, following your grandmother's pie recipe, or balancing your checkbook. When we age normally, we might need a little help with new technology, like figuring out a new smartphone. That's fine, but the red flag here is when you suddenly struggle with the familiar. If you're driving a route you've known for 20 years and suddenly feel lost, or if you get halfway through making coffee and forget the next step, that's not just being scatterbrained. This happens because the part of the brain that handles sequences, steps 1, 2, and 3, is having trouble connecting. It's confusing, and honestly, it can be embarrassing. So many seniors try to hide it. If you notice a loved one giving up hobbies they used to love because they just don't feel like it, dig a little deeper. They might be struggling with the steps. This next one surprises a lot of people because they think it's an eye problem. Sign number 2 involves your vision and how you see the world. We expect our eyesight to get a bit worse as we age. We get reading glasses. We need brighter lights. That's standard. But with cognitive decline, the issue isn't the eyes. It's how the brain processes what the eyes are seeing. You might notice difficulty judging distance. Maybe parking the car becomes a nightmare because the curb looks closer than it is. Or, like we saw earlier, a change in floor color might look like a step or a hole in the ground. If you've had your eyes checked and the prescription is fine, but you're still feeling unsure of your footing or struggling to read because the words seem to float, that is a cognitive sign, not just an optical one. If you're finding this helpful, make sure you're subscribed for more science-based guidance on healthy aging. And stay with me, because the most commonly missed warning sign is still coming up. Sign number 3 is about time and place. Now, be honest. Since you retired, have you ever woken up and thought, is today Tuesday or Wednesday? That is totally normal. Without a work schedule, days blur together. But here is the warning sign: losing track of the big picture. Forgetting what year it is, or what season it is. We're talking about a deeper confusion. Imagine sitting in your own living room and suddenly feeling a wave of panic because you don't recognize where you are, or you don't remember how you got there. This disorientation can happen quickly and then fade away just as fast. It's scary. If this happens to you, or you see it in a parent, it's a strong indicator that the brain's internal clock and map are glitching. Sign number 4 happens in conversation. We all have that tip of the tongue feeling. You know, what's the name of that actor in that one movie? That happens to everyone at any age. But watch out for this specific quirk: calling things by the wrong name because the right word just won't come. Calling a watch a hand clock, or stopping in the middle of a sentence and having absolutely no idea how to finish it. Not just losing your train of thought, but losing the language itself. Because this is so frustrating, many people just stop talking. They withdraw from social groups because it takes too much mental energy to keep up. If your chatty dad suddenly becomes the quiet one at the dinner table, pay attention. Number 5 is the one that can cause the most real-world damage before anyone realizes what's happening. It's a decline in judgment and decision-making. This part of the brain acts as your filter and your logic center. When it starts to weaken, we see strange decisions. Someone who has been frugal their whole life might suddenly give thousands of dollars to a phone scammer, or they might stop bathing because they just don't see the point. It's not that they don't care, it's that the logical step of, if I don't shower, I will smell, isn't connecting anymore. If you see impulsive behavior that is totally out of character, don't just get mad. It's likely a symptom. Let's combine the last two, because they often fuel each other. Number 6 is misplacing things, but with a twist. We all lose keys, but a person with cognitive decline might put them in weird places, like the fridge or the sugar bowl, and crucially, they can't retrace their steps to find them. When they can't find them, sign number 7 kicks in. Mood changes. Confusion turns into suspicion. Someone must have stolen my keys. You might see anxiety, depression, or sudden anger in someone who is always gentle. It's fear masking itself as aggression. If any of this sounds familiar, take a deep breath. Please remember, spotting these signs is not a diagnosis. Vitamin deficiencies, thyroid issues, and even infections can mimic these symptoms. But you need to see a doctor to rule those out. The earlier you know, the more options you have. And the best news? There are things you can do right now to support your brain health. In fact, what you eat for breakfast tomorrow could make a difference. I've broken down the top brain-destroying foods you need to avoid in this video right here. Click on it, and I'll see you there.